and welcome back to Demunseed here on the YouTube network. Hey guys, got a few things I need to go over with you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this Part 107 regulation that's coming out from the FAA and went into effect on August the 29th. So from here on out, you have to comply by the new regulations set forth by the Federal Aviation Administration in regard to the NAS. So they make all the rules, whether it's over private property or public property or state property or an Indian reservation. The FAA has jurisdiction. So the FAA has now come up with Part 107. Finally! So if you want to start charging for doing a video of your ugly niece's wedding, you can now do it as long as you have a Part 107. You only need to take part in this Part 107 process if you're flying for anything other than hobbyist or recreational. So if you can fit yourself into the hobbyist and or recreational category, you do not need a 333 exemption. You do not need a Part 107. Now, if you do plan on charging your ugly-ass niece to film her wedding, then you will need to get either a 333 exemption and a certificate of allowance, a COA, or you're going to have to go through the 107 process. It's going to cost you $150. To give it all to you in a nutshell, you're going to have to study. This is not a test that you can just go in and wing it on a multiple choice test and get it right, because it's 60 questions, multiple choice, and I think you have to score a 70% or higher in order to pass and get your pilot certificate. If you get below 70%, then you have failed and you cannot retake the test for 14 days, and then you have to pay up another $150 to retake the test. You also have to take the test at a KTC, or a knowledge testing center. If you go to the FAA's website, they'll tell you where all of the KTCs or knowledge testing centers are located. You have to obtain an unmanned aircraft operator certificate with a small UAS rating. This operator certificate that you're going for, it will never expire, but you do have to requalify in order to hold on to that certification every 2 years. All right, so like I said, as long as you're flying for hobby or recreational purposes, you do not need to worry about the Part 107 or even the 333 for that matter. But you do have to abide by all of the FAA's guidelines. Don't fly over 400 feet. Don't go faster than 100 miles an hour. Don't take off before sunrise or fly after sunset. Do not fly FPV with goggles. I'm just showing them to you. I'm not telling you to use them. Anyway, you know how it works. All right, get on over there to acesdeals.biz. The Parrot Disco fixed Delta Wing drone is now available, and I believe it is $12.99, and that gets you everything, the radio, the bird, and all of it. So now here's the thing. This is not just a fixed-wing airplane. It's a drone. And when I say drone, I mean it's capable of fully autonomous flight. When you take off with the Parrot, all you do is throw it into the air. Once you throw it into the air, it autopilots itself up, and then it does circular orbits around you with absolutely no hands-on control on the radio. It will orbit around you until you take control back on your radio. You're sitting in the cockpit while you're flying this thing. And unlike most drones out there that fly for 20, maybe 28 minutes or so, the Parrot Disco flies for 45 minutes. you can land it two different ways. You can either have it do an orbital landing, so in other words, it'll just continue to circle and it'll spiral in all the way to whenever it lands. Or you can have a straight in approach. So if you're out there 3,000 feet, you just tell it return to home and it comes in on a direct approach and lands there right in front of you. This thing has a range on it, from what I understand, which is over 1.5 miles. And I've heard reports that they're going out there even further. So it's got excellent range on it for an FPV fixed-wing drone. So there you go, guys. Check out the Part 107 over at faa.gov and go on over to Ace's Deals, where, remember, you can put anything you want on layaway over at Ace's Deals. So even if you can't afford it right now, you can make a payment on it. He doesn't charge you anything for the layaway. You can even cancel it. You can change your order and say, no, I don't want the Phantom 4. I decided I want the unique Typhoon H. You can do whatever you want. Peter doesn't care. He just holds on to your money until you paid off whatever you bought, then he sends it to you. It's that freaking simple. So give him a call over at 888-239-2644. You guys have a great evening. Do not forget to kiss that flabby ass wife of yours, and as always, make it a wet one. Jim Bowers, I'm out.